Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Uh, I keep forgetting to thank all of my viewers, and I want to do that now. Um, Everyone that returns to watch my videos and anyone that is a new subscriber. And if you aren't a subscriber and you have seen my videos, I want to thank you very, very much. It just makes it a little more worth my while to film what I'm doing, and I just hope that different um, different crafting variety that I have versus other people, um, you know, speaks to you, and I really appreciate it. So this is the my mind is throwing me a curveball. This is the collaboration. I wanted to say coordination. Um, but this is the collaboration journal that Liz over at Buttons for Brains and I are working on. We haven't swapped yet. I'm still working in mine, and I believe she's still working in hers. And then when I get my pages done that I need to do, it's going to be mailed over to Scotland, and then she will work in it and she'll send it back, and then I will mail it back to her. So this journal that I've started will actually be the one that she will end up with. So I've already completed one page, and this is the little envelope and the tag. I still had it under the book. I was pressing it so it laid nice and flat. So this is the one page. I do have a video up for that. You can see how I created this page and why. So this one here is complete, and I wanted to work directly across the page here. So this page here I spoke about, I'm thankful because of our friendship. I'm really thankful that I met Liz and she was open to constant conversation with me. And our friendship has really, um, it's really turned into something of a very nice thing. So this page over here, um, because she is a special friend of mine now, I have these really pretty images. These I've downloaded off of an Etsy shop, and I will put the link in the description down below so you can see where these came from. But they're just beautiful, and I'll be using these throughout the. I want to show you the birds that I have. Um, I'm going to be using these throughout the journal as well. So there's some birds also that come from this shop, and I watercolored them, and I just love them. I am a big bird fan. I do love my birds, and so these are some sweet little images that were downloaded on a sheet, and then I watercolored them, and I had a lot of fun doing that. So let's see, let me get these other things out of the way here. So, and these frames here are part of that package as well. And again, I will put everything in the description below. So this I wanted to add on, and I have these three little words, a special friend, that I want to incorporate into this. So I cut the frame out here, and I'm going to add that here like this. So I think I'll do that first. I think the hardest thing was doing my first page, where I wanted to go with this. And it's going to, these journals are going to be a lot of fun because, like I said, Liz has hers and she's working in hers right now, and then she'll mail me hers, and then when I'm done with my pages, I will mail this over to Scotland, and then she can continue to work in it. And she'll have 10 pages to do. Okay, so I got that there like that. And then I want to put that there. I just think that is the prettiest. And I didn't want to watercolor that. I wanted to leave it just as is. And you'll notice I want this to be really clean and smart. I'm not putting any distress ink on it. I want just a very, very nice, simple, because I want the words to really stand out. Yeah, I think that's pretty right there like that. Move it down a little bit that way. Those flowers aren't all covered up. So I hope everybody's having a good day. We've had beautiful weather, but the humidity has snuck in. So I had to turn my air conditioning back on. I've been able to go without it for a while now, but it's just too humid. All right, so I think we'll put that right there, right about there. Get my handy dandy little paper here. And I hope everybody is getting outside. I mentioned in a couple of my other videos, I feel like I'm behind in my crafting and things I want to do because I've been outside so much in the gardens, and I have all fall and winter to be inside. So I really want to take advantage of this nice weather. All right, so I want to have the word friend right down in here. And then, I don't know, I feel like that needs a little something in there, but then the A is kind of small here. And I thought about doing it like this. I could do it tilted. I don't know if I like that. I could do it like that as well. I kind of like that. Just very basic. I think I like that. So let's get that on here. And I'm going to use my little tweezers just to, my luck, I would drop it upside down and the glue would end up everywhere. I know some gals are doing some Christmas in July things on their Instagram, and and on their YouTube channels. I just can't get into that, working on Christmas stuff just yet. I know it's a big thing, but I still have to enjoy. I'm just pulling some of the glue off here. My flowers and birds. I rescued a little baby bird yesterday. Oh my goodness, it was quite big. It was about the size of a small hamster. But I was outside gardening and I kept hearing this chirp. I'm like, okay, I don't see a robin or a baby up in a tree. I don't see any nests up above. And I thought, okay, is there anything up under the eaves or under the barbecue area? And I'm looking around and I'm like, no, it's coming from a, we have, if you see the big grates like they have in a city where all the water goes down into in the street, we have a few of those in our driveway. So I went over to this one grate and I said, it's not a frog, because a lot of times frogs will be in there. And there's this baby bird. She was about this big around because she really fit well. I could grab her like this. She was on top of the big black culvert in there. And oh my goodness, obviously, I mean, she couldn't fly real well. She must have been hopping along or tried to fly, and she went down inside there. She was sitting on the culvert. So I'm having a lot of construction done at the house. So I told the guys, I go, you got to stop. I've got an emergency. So they brought over this big metal hook that they have to move those grates, and they moved it back, and I got down in there, and I got the baby bird, and oh my gosh, she was so hungry. She kept opening her mouth and chirping, and so I set her at the edge of the woods, and she hopped up in. I just hope she found Mama, and she got some food. So, okay, so I think I like this, but I don't know. I feel like it needs a little something. I pulled some washi tape. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I think it just needs a little something, something. And if I don't like it, I can always pull it off. But I like to just add a little something here and there. Yeah, I think that's good. And maybe that might all, might be. I'll just add to see if it can take a little bit. Maybe a little something here. Yeah, sometimes it just needs a little extra oomph. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think that did the trick. I like that page. A special friend. Yeah, I like those two pages. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so over here, I have another, let's see, where do I want to put this? I think, I don't remember. Let me see. Sometimes I have to take a photo of what I'm doing. Yeah, because I just don't remember the page that I wanted this on. And we decided we can skip around in the book. So this is the page here that I chose, these two. And the area that I live in is a very historical area. We have Fort Ticonderoga. We have Fort William Henry. We have Fort Hudson. Fort Edward. We have Cooper's Cave. There's all kinds of history up around our Lake George. Our Lake George, the tip of it starts at Fort Ticonderoga, and it comes all the way down to Fort William Henry. And that's where all the big battles were fought during the French and Indian War. And on Lake George, like I said, we have a lot of history. We have a place that it's a very large retreat for women. And one of the women, it's called Wiawaka. And one of the women that used to frequent this retreat, it was a house for women, I'll give you a little background, is Georgia O'Keeffe. And I wanted to incorporate a couple pages in Liz's journal explaining to her. I was a member of Wiawaka, and it's for artisans. And I'll just read a little bit here for you. Wiawaka was created by and for women in 1903. It's the oldest and longest continuously operating retreat for women in America. Mary Fuller was the founder. She was the daughter of a Troy, that's Troy, New York, industrialist. Mary Fuller was active at St. Paul's Episcopal Church and the Troy Young Women's Association, which later became the YWCA, which was the Young Women's Catholic Association. It's like the YMCA, but the YWCA was for men or for women. She used her position and wealth to help the young, mainly immigrant female textile workers employed at shirt collar makers, laundresses, and mill workers in Troy and Cohoes. Troy at the time was known as the City of Women because they were the ones that worked in the garment district. Again, they made a lot of gloves, all kinds of, like here, the shirt collars, dresses, anything that you can imagine they made in this little city. Troy is about it's about 50, 60 miles from here, so it's about an hour south of where I live. Let's see. The Troy Y and churches provided reading rooms, free instruction, religious training, safe, affordable housing, and recreational opportunities for women. Wiawaka made it possible for the girls to escape the city, enjoy affordable vacations. In its first summer of operation, 176 guests came, and room and board was $3.50 per week. So it goes here. Miss Fuller approached her friends Spencer and Katrina Trask of Tuxedo Park, Saratoga, and Lake George to help find a location for her retreat. So they found a beautiful spot on Lake George. Let's see, the United States Hotel, circa 1850, as well as a site of the founding of the American Canoeing Association, helped her out here. So they set up, okay, so the official transfer of property from Katrina Trask to Mary Fuller was marked by the exchange of $1 and a bouquet of flowers. From the start, Mary Fuller enlisted the help of other socially progressive benefactresses to raise funds to support Wiawaka's activities and endow scholarships for holidays. Miss Fuller remained committed and involved with Wiawaka until her death in 1943. Also, Wiawaka is proud to share a heritage with Yaddo. Now, just south of me here, 30 miles south, is Saratoga Springs, and that's the home of the Vanderbilts and of our horse racing. We have the flat track and we have the harness. But the Vanderbilts used to have big parties, and they were socialites. And Yada is also known for all of its artists that used to come there. So it says the Trasks built their first artist retreat at Wiawaka, an Adirondack lodge known as Wakanda, where students from the New York Arts Club held their first retreat. Georgia O'Keeffe was a registered guest artist. Now, if you go to Wiawaka, if you come to Lake George and you have the chance, Wiawaka does have luncheons. You can go, you can take a tour, you can become a member for an annual fee every year. I don't think the fee's that much. I think it's like $250. And then what they do now is there's all type of artist retreats. They teach you weaving, um, fiber and basket weaving. They teach watercolor painting. There's all different types of artist art workshops that you can take there. And in there, they have all different photos and a book about Georgia O'Keeffe. And it's not just one time that she went and stayed there. She was there numerous times. Sometimes she would stay the entire summer. So I did find, so this here is Wiawaka. This is the house, and it's just adorable. These are the rooms here that the women would rent and stay in, and there's been no changes to this building at all. And then they have a beautiful front porch here, and they can sit out in rocking chairs and do whatever they want. So this is the main house, and there's one other very large structure on the property. It's all wooden. It's very rustic and primitive. And again, that's where you go and stay now if you go for a weekend or you spend a week there taking different classes and things like that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful, it sits right on Lake George, and it's just gorgeous. This here is a copy of a painting that Georgia O'Keeffe did, and this is her rendition of Lake George. We have beautiful mountains. It's a 32-mile long lake, and we have beautiful, stunning mountains on each side of the lake, especially when you get further up into they're called the Narrows. It just gets narrower, and it's just lovely. It's probably one of the most beautiful lakes I've ever seen, and they actually call it the Queen of Lakes in America. And this here I took from, I have a book here that has many, many, it's all about Georgia O'Keeffe, and it has many of her paintings in there. And I clipped this from the front, and I wanted to include this for Liz. And this, it says Georgia O'Keeffe, About Myself, 1939. And this says, a flower, because she's very famous. She painted flowers. A flower is relatively small. Everyone has many associations with a flower. The idea of flowers. You put out your hand to touch the flower. Lean forward to smell it. Maybe touch it with your lips, almost thinking, without thinking. Or give it to someone to please them. Still, in a way, nobody sees a flower. Really. It is so small, we haven't time. And to see takes time, like to have a friend takes time. If I could paint the flower exactly as I see it, no one would see what I see, because I would paint it small, like the flower is small. And this spoke to me a lot with my friendship that I formed with Liz. To see takes time, like to have a friend takes time. And to develop a relationship and have a nice, someone that you can call a friend does take a lot of work. I have a lot of acquaintances, and I have a few friends. And I just really like this. It said, if I could paint the flower exactly as I see it, no one would see what I see, because I would paint it small, like the flower is small. And I just thought about what I see in Liz to make her so special to me. Nobody else can see it. It's a small speck in a very big world. But it's very, very important to me. So I just thought that that was something that I could use in here, not only to speak about flowers, which I love, but about my friendship with Liz and how I view it. So I wanted to include this. And then over here, I used my brother's, I have a little brother's printer, and I printed out Wiawaka, and I printed out Lake George. And I think I'm going to put Wiawaka over here because I want to overlap these like this and like this. And then I have these fun little pieces. I guess they're called Fodder now, that I did. These are stamps that I have, and then I just watercolored in them. And I wanted to add there because around the lake there's beautiful lush green plants. And then over here I have Georgia O'Keeffe's poppies. Poppies are one of my favorite flowers, so I picked that. And I think I'll center this, and I'm going to put her here. Maybe I have to come up a little bit. And I wanted to add, I just want to see how I want to add this. I want to add that there. And I'm going to add her name under here like this. And then I'm going to feature her by using this little frame. And then again up here, I think I might use a little piece of washi just to enhance up there a little bit. So that's what these pages are going to look like. So I am just going to start building. And I'm just really happy to be doing this journal because there's a lot of things in my area that I take for granted. All of this wonderful history around me. That's a little wonky Wiawaka, but that's okay. There's so much wonderful history, and again, I mean, I just take it for granted. And sometimes I don't even think about, you know, I'll be going up the lake with my girlfriends. We'll once in a while rent a boat, and we will be going up the lake. And I don't even think about, you know, Fort Ty and the Indians coming down, and the French, and, you know, Napoleon Bonaparte was in Saratoga, and I think that's when they, at the Saratoga battlefield, and I think that's when they found out he was a traitor. And there's just so much, so much that we take for granted here. That we just don't think about. So I'm really pleased that I have the opportunity to share my local history with Liz. And then if she wants to do a little bit more research on her own, she can. I'm going to send her the paper that I sent to you, or read to you. And then she will, again, she will know. And I'm anxious for her journal to come because I want to see what she has and hers that she's putting in for me. And it's just a very fun little venture that we're doing. It's a journey. It's a whole new journey. Okay, so there's that page there. All right, and then Georgia, you got to move over here, my dear. We will get this on here. Rumor has it that, I don't know if it's true or not, but they always said that the reason Georgia O'Keeffe spent so much time on Lake George and at this women's retreat was to get away from her husband. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's always been the rumor. Who knows? I don't know. But I will say that we live in a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. I thank God every day. I'm just so blessed that He put me here. Because I don't think there's any place else I would rather be. It's just a beautiful spot. So much opportunity for people. We have a lot of tourists that come. A lot of people come down from Canada. And a lot of people come from the city, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Sometimes they stay, but most of the time they go home. We had a very huge influx of people when COVID hit. A lot of people in the city, in Connecticut, Long Island, they have summer camps up here. A lot of camps in the Adirondacks. And they decided to make them their permanent home, especially when everybody was able to work. Use my little sweatshirt sleeve here. Isn't that awful? I feel like a little kid. When they were able to work from home, they just moved right up here. And they didn't go back. We don't mind them here. We do enjoy them. We just don't want them to bring their city ways with them. That's the only thing that we ask. Because it's a very laid back, the Adirondacks is a very laid back place to be. There's a lot of very small towns. And we just don't want, the rush, the fast pace of others when they come. Everybody just needs to chill and relax. Go climb a mountain. That'll tire you out. Climb a mountain and have a few glasses of wine. You'll be out by 7 o'clock at night. You won't be able to move, talk, think, whatever. Okay, so there's that page. And let's see. I don't know if I want to. I feel like I need a little something up here. I don't know if I want to use washi tape again. Definitely don't want to use that. I grabbed this music tape because they do offer music also at Wiawaka. And this looks old, like it should be from the 1930s or whatever. 1939. Another little piece right here. Okay, that's good. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take this piece off. And I think maybe I'll add it. I want to add a little something over here. Maybe, maybe not. I think I need to have it a little bit longer. Nope, don't want to do that. Maybe I won't add anything. Yeah, I'm not going to add anything. I think that's fine just like that. I don't want to take away, whoops, the little piece here. So those are my other 2 pages. I have 5 more to do. So I'm going to get the other 5 done. And then before I send it over to Liz, I will come back and show you the other pages that I have done. And we will mail this off to Scotland. All right, everybody. I really appreciate you joining in on this. I just think it's just a nice collaboration, and you can also learn about where we come from, our likes, our dislikes. And speaking of likes and dislikes, if you like this video, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up and hear your comments. I'd love to see what you think about this project. So have a really good day, everybody, and I'll see you down the road. All righty, bye-bye.